Many times we limit ourselves with these ideas. I'm a nobody. I have nothing. But the truth is that you have God, who has all things. And it is that weakness, that limitation, which allows God the opportunity to show His power. We were challenged to plant a church in 2013. I was serving in Porto Alegre and recently moved to a city in the Porto Alegre metropolitan area called Eldorado do Sul. We moved to this area with the challenge of planting a church there. We already knew about the Jesus film. Back then, we were still using VHS tapes. We had come to understand, through the Lord's guidance, that we were to use the film to share the gospel. But the idea, direction, the vision that the Lord gave me was to work with a mobile video library. The mobile video library consisted of us visiting houses and providing the possibility of lending the film so that it could be viewed by the family. Then, we would come back the following week and pick it up. In exchange, the family would simply watch the film, then fill out a response form with 3 or 4 questions. Basically, they would receive a home video to watch for free, and all they have to do is answer 3 questions and return it a week later. My wife and I knew we needed to pray. So, we began to pray and we began to work. We mapped the city and we went street by street, house to house. We did that 3 times a week. We would do that, then come back and pray. The first day went by, and the second, and nobody wanted to watch the film. Nobody wanted to keep the material. They would not take it. In some places, they wouldn't even open the door. In our walk, we visited 87 houses. Of those 87, many did not watch the film. 2 filled out the form. Only 2. Of those 2 households, 1 family got saved. And that family became the first members of the Church of the Nazarene in Eldorado do Sul. From the moment that family welcomed us, we began working with the mother and 1 son. We set up a day to meet in our house and invited them. That start was very interesting because the man of the house, Eloy, the father, had been a medium for 15 years. So we set up a time for a service in our house. We invited others, people from our neighborhood. We invited many. Only that family showed up. The father came, and this was Eldorado do Sul's Church of the Nazarenes' first service. The whole time we served there, that man, who had been a medium and converted, was my evangelism companion. Every Saturday afternoon, we would go out and evangelize. This is where the church is meeting in Eldorado do Sul. We would make house-to-house visits with the Jesus film. Back then, it was VHS tapes. We would offer people an opportunity to know Christ, to establish a relationship with the Lord, to know the gospel. Today, I am a pastor in the Criciúma Church in Santa Catarina, which is a different district, and we moved from Eldorado do Sul to Criciúma. I like that stage, the one where you are starting to come into people's home with the gospel and people's lives, and you begin to see the transformation through God's actions. The debt I owe Christ is bigger than you can imagine. It is an unpayable price. And the truth is meant to be shared. The truth of Jesus Christ, His love, salvation, the Lord's message, is a message of incredible transformation. That which we have received is what we share. It's our duty. It is an enormous responsibility. We cannot keep it to ourselves, and we cannot stay quiet.